The snow had been falling since afternoon, soft and steady, the kind that muffled the world and made even the busiest street feel hushed. Mark tightened his scarf as he stepped out of the small grocery store, one hand holding a paper bag and the other holding his daughter Lily's mittened fingers. Christmas lights blinked weakly along the lampposts, and the air smelled faintly of pine and cold metal. "Daddy, can we hurry?" Lily said, her breath puffing white. "The potatoes are getting cold." Mark smiled despite the ache in his chest. Christmas had been quieter since his wife passed 3 years ago. No big gatherings. No loud laughter spilling from the kitchen. Just the two of them and traditions he was trying his best to keep alive. Roast chicken. Mashed potatoes. A candle lit by the window. As they crossed the street, Mark noticed a woman sitting on a bench near the bus stop. She wore a military coat, one that looked a size too big, and her cap was pulled low. A duffel bag rested at her feet. She was staring straight ahead, not at her phone, not at the traffic, just at the snow as it fell. Lily tugged at his hand. "Daddy," she looked sad. Mark slowed. He told himself not to stare. He told himself it was none of his business. People had their own stories. Still, something about the woman's stillness made his chest tighten. They passed her, then stopped. Mark turned back. "Excuse me," he said gently. The woman looked up, startled. Her eyes were sharp and tired at the same time. "Yes," she replied. "It's Christmas night," Mark said, suddenly aware of how strange he must sound. "My daughter and I were about to have dinner. Would you like to join us?" The woman blinked. Once. Twice. She let out a short breath that might have been a laugh. "That's very kind," she said, "but I couldn't." Lily stepped forward before Mark could say anything else. "We have extra potatoes. And chicken. And my dad makes good gravy." Mark closed his eyes for a second, then opened them. "No pressure," he added. "I just thought I'd ask." The woman looked down at her gloved hands. When she looked back up, her eyes were wet. "My name is Sarah," she said quietly. "I was supposed to be on a bus hours ago." 20 minutes later, Sarah sat at their small kitchen table, her coat draped over a chair, her duffel bag tucked near the door. The apartment smelled like roasted herbs and warm bread. Lily chatted nonstop, asking about the patches on Sarah's coat and whether she had ever seen snow in the desert. Mark watched Sarah carefully as he served dinner. The way she held her fork. The way her shoulders slowly relaxed. The way she paused before every bite, as if making sure it was real. "So," Mark said after a while, "where were you headed?" "Home," Sarah replied. "Or what used to be home. My unit was discharged early. Weather messed up the schedules. Flights canceled. Buses full." She smiled faintly. "I guess I ran out of luck." Lily frowned. "You shouldn't be alone on Christmas." Sarah's eyes shimmered again. "No," she said. "You really shouldn't." As the evening went on, the story came out in pieces. Sarah had joined the army to escape a small town that felt too tight around her dreams. She had lost friends overseas. She had come back to find her parents gone and her childhood house sold. The address she was traveling to was no longer waiting for her. Mark listened, nodding, not interrupting. He understood loss in his own way. He understood how silence could grow loud. After dinner, Lily insisted on showing Sarah the little Christmas tree by the window. It was decorated with mismatched ornaments and paper stars. "My mom made those," Lily said, pointing to the stars. Sarah crouched beside her. "They're beautiful." When Lily went to brush her teeth, Sarah stood quietly by the window. "Thank you," she said to Mark. "I didn't realize how much I needed this." Mark shrugged, suddenly shy. "I almost didn't stop." "I'm glad you did," she replied. "I was sitting there wondering how I ended up feeling like a stranger in my own life." Mark hesitated, then asked the question that had been forming all evening. "What will you do tomorrow?" Sarah looked at him. I don't know yet. Snow continued to fall outside, thicker now. The buses were officially canceled. Mark felt something settle in his chest, calm and certain. You can stay, he said. Just for the night. Sarah's eyes widened. Are you sure? He nodded. We have a couch. And Lily would love it. Lily appeared at that exact moment. Please stay, she said, holding her stuffed rabbit. Sarah laughed softly and wiped her eyes. All right, she said. Just for the night. Later, when Lily was asleep and the apartment was quiet, Mark and Sarah sat with mugs of tea. They talked about small things. Favorite foods. Bad movies. Tiny moments that made life feel lighter. When Sarah finally lay down on the couch, she stared at the ceiling and let herself breathe. For the first time in months, she did not feel invisible. The next morning, the snow had stopped. Sunlight filled the apartment. Sarah packed her duffel bag, her movements slower than before. I found a place to go, she said. A friend from my unit lives a few hours away. Mark nodded. I'm glad. She knelt in front of Lily and handed her a small patch from her coat. So you remember me? Lily hugged her tightly. You can come back next Christmas. Sarah looked up at Mark, her smile full and steady. I just might. As she stepped outside, Mark realized something had changed. Christmas no longer felt like something he was surviving. It felt like something he was sh.